Donald Trump has found an unexpected ally in that guy, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, who says Trump's legal case in New York was politically motivated.
The case against Hunter Biden was really politically motivated, but I also think it's true that the trial in New York for Trump that was political as well too. Now it's that, and in both cases, I think a pardon is appropriate, and I really think collectively, America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases.
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor. Excuse me. And he joins me now. Joe, good morning to you. The last thing that John Fetterman said stood out to me the most. And I really think collectively America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases. I mean, that's the message that Donald Trump campaigned on and is also hand-selecting people to fix. It is rare for somebody from the other side of the aisle to say that. So what do you think about that?
Well, the best part about this is that was said on The View, and Joy Behar did not know what to do with herself. You literally saw her melting like the witch at the end of The Wizard of Oz. You know, like she couldn't believe she was hearing this on that particular program. Look, John Fetterman has become the common sense voice of elected Democratic lawmakers on Israel, on the border, or lack thereof of the border, on lawfare and the weaponization of the justice system. I mean, if Democrats were wise, we'd see far less of Nancy Pelosi, far less of Adam Schiff, and a lot more of Senator Fetterman, because this guy is authentic and he sticks to his principles. And I wouldn't have said that after he was elected to Pennsylvania as far as being the junior senator a couple of years ago. But he really has surprised a lot of people in a very good way. And look, those qualities, by the way, authenticity and sticking to your principles, those are two qualities that are at a premium in Washington, D.C. Now, lawfare against Donald Trump was a disaster for the Democratic Party, to Fetterman's point. All their efforts, from Jack Smith, Bonnie Willis, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, they all failed in the court of public opinion, and all of those cases have failed in general from a legal perspective. Donald Trump won the popular vote, all swing states, won back the Senate, held the House. Republicans have a majority of Republican governors in this country. Listen to John Fetterman, Democrats. He knows you need to find your narrative and your message if you want to get elected again, because you have to tell people what you're going to do for the country to make their lives better, instead of demonizing your opponents and saying you want to save democracy by literally trying to lock up your opponents. He's exactly right on this one.
Let's broaden this out beyond lawfare. I'm looking at this and saying, okay, so you have Fetterman saying what he said on The View. You have somebody like Jared Moskowitz saying, I'm going to join Doge. You have Eric Adams here in New York City saying, sanctuary cities are over. We're going to help Trump. To me, it looks like the resistance is suffering death by 1,000 cuts. Do you agree?
Oh, completely, Todd. I mean, my neighbor, just a couple blocks from me, his name's Josh Gottheimer. He is a Democratic congressman. He joined the Doge Congress, that constituency, in terms of what he wants to do in order to fix the country from a spending perspective. You hear Bernie Sanders saying that he wants to work with Donald Trump in terms of bringing down the charges that credit cards have on regular folks, where the interest rates are far too high. He wants to cap that with Donald Trump. You see the leaders of Canada and Mexico now saying they want to work with Donald Trump as far as securing the border. I can go on, but Donald Trump right now is running the country a lot more than Joe Biden is, and he's not even elected at this point, but they see him as a leader that they could work with. Donald Trump's not so much a conservative. He's a common sense guy that some Democrats can come to the table with and say, okay, what are we going to do to fix problem X and problem Y? And until Democrats have a leader that say we can do that, somebody like Bill Clinton, when he used to work with Newt Gingrich in terms of balanced budget amendments and welfare reform and shrinking government in general, until you find that guy or girl within your caucus, you're going to have a lot of problems winning elections, to my point earlier.
Yeah, we have 4 years starting in January to fix it, and we're all along for the ride. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Friday. Have a great day. See you soon.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.